Alright, so Esper Friends. This is I don't know if I want to call this a controlled, it's probably closer to control than mid-range. This is kind of like Esper control with actual win conditions, which if you've seen me play traditional Esper control, you know one of the things I really don't like about it is its lack of ability to actually win the game. So I'm kind of interested to see how this feels like it plays out. We've got Karn, a couple of Dovins, and Tezzeret in here as extra ways to kind of generate card advantage. I think Dovin might be slightly out of place just because Dovin tends to shine. Switch to the alternate deck building. You can see stars next to ones that are named. Awesome, Wisik. You can, this card tends to be better in shells that have more creatures, but we can give him a try here and see how he goes. We do have Karn and Tezzeret that can generate more creatures as well, so let's dive on into some matches here and see how things go. So, I think someone's asking about the chance to ult Dovin. I do think ulting Dovin in the average game is going to be unlikely in this deck. That being said, Dovin is just kind of a reasonable Magic the Gathering card when it's basically just being Lingering Souls, right? If you're familiar with that card. What are the odds that Dovin and Karn tokens are also foil? I'd be kind of surprised if they are, but we'll find out here. Ooh, Zuria sleeves. Double Jadelight Hostage Taker. I think I just take the Crisis here. It's their biggest source of card advantage. Obviously I need a 5th land, but I think Teferi's good enough to keep here. Aww, no foil token. Womp womp. Interesting to see if they keep the cast down here yet. The Dovin could imply that we're more creature-based. They did keep it. Interesting. Alright, so the fact that they kept that there actually means I'm going to go ahead and plus this, I think, and just smack them. Brevin, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm actually going to Mortify this Jadelight Ranger here. And then next turn, I can Teferi tuck their second Jadelight play, and then plus the Dovin, he's going to get to 6. Then we have 2 planes. Whoa. Seriously? They have a 2-drop? Okay, they have a 2-drop. That makes sense. I was about to be very surprised. It was like, I think I'm gonna stay the course here and just tuck this in and then plus Dovin. I think I might try to just ult the Dovin in 3 turns. I think they have enough removal in hand here that I just want to keep sliding him up. One thing of note in this configuration, comparing to a more traditional Esper control deck, is you'll note this deck explicitly does not have counter spells in the main deck. So like Absorb is kind of the card that we've slotted out to make room for things. Hey, make sure Teferi is never foil. Why do you hate Teferi? Why can't Teferi be foil? Hurry. I think I'm actually going to just 1-for-1 this Wrath here. I think I was going to 1-for-1 the Wrath even if I didn't draw another one, but drawing a second one, I definitely want to 1-for-1 it here. I assume this is going away. Yeah. That's fantastic. Lets me save the Kaya's Wrath and lets Dovin get to 7 here.
Not just a gadget, but ingenuity.
I don't know about that, Hippie. That sounds messy. Did you draw Vraska's Contempt? Yeah, I like how we talked about do you alt Dovin? He like almost gets there. Really want to draw another Planeswalker here. Treasure map's not a bad hit. 1 Karn, please. Treasure map's a good draw, though. Like, I just really want another source of card advantage, and treasure map is another source of card advantage here. And I've got these wraths in my hand here that are gonna give me plenty of time to kind of stem the bleeding and keep my Teferi alive while I hit another. Oh, I knew about the hostage taker. I'm dumb. Oh, Karn, you're a little late.
Hold that thought.
I guess I can tuck this in, right? All right, the gang's all here. Well, part of the gang's here.
Somebody bothering you?
There are still gang members not present, but... One of the things about playing a bit of a brew like this too is that my opponent doesn't necessarily know that I'm not playing Absorb, so it's something they might play around in their play patterns. So this is definitely getting cast next turn, and then Kaya's gonna exile some stuff. I assume they're gonna give Teferi a love tap here. There is a foil Teferi. I haven't just foiled everything. For people that weren't here earlier, we had folks donating $5 a card to get a foil copy. Because believe it or not, I do not have infinite money. This is my job. So as much as I would like infinite cosmetics, I don't guarantee to have all the stuff. So if there's a card you see that we have here on stream that's not currently foiled that you'd like to see foiled, feel free to donate or cheer $5 and we'll get that added. Yeah, it feels like we're solidly into garbage time with the second Teferi draw here. Opponent concurs. I like not scooping the Kaya and Karn there, but the Teferi seals it up. Alright, Moment of Craving seems medium, Cry seems medium, Stroke seems excellent. Hey, RJBH, thanks for the support, I appreciate it. I think Teferi's the only non-foil permanent in this deck. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? This is definitely a Thief of Sanity matchup. It's probably not a Negate matchup. Just a couple of Strokes seems fine. Maybe I don't want the Kayas. Yeah, Binding seems okay. I like Binding for their other thing. I like that. And I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Why didn't you click keep, chat? That seems great. Roughly how many cards they release cosmetics for? I'm actually not sure offhand. Does anybody have a metric on that? Seems like a good one. Good one to know. Please bin it. God bless. The Mortify is beautiful. I also really like that the Mortify has a small shimmer while it's waiting in your hand, and then when you mouse over it, it goes full. Definitely a good attention to detail on that one. So I'm going to hold up Disdainful Stroke here, I think. And then Mortify this. No, I'm just going to Mortify this now and keep my health total high. This isn't next turn's the Planeswalker turn, so holding Stroke up on turn 4 is not really that big of a deal because we don't really care about Hostage Taker on this board, obviously. So having Stroke up next turn in the event of Vivian Reed is ideal, though. That's interesting. Fantastical. How do the cosmetics work? You can pay a certain amount of gems based on the rarity of the card, and then you buy the alter art version, borderless, whatever you want to call it, as a skin, basically. So you have to already have the card crafted, and then you can make all of your copies look like this if you own the skin. You cannot craft a skin with wild cards, only gems. That's rough. I like them being conservative here. Teferi is a great draw. I guess he's not even that good because these things are here. Maybe I should have played this out sooner to get my second black source. Do I play Teferi out as Hey, look a distraction? This might just be a get a black source plus scry turn. I think I'm just going to do that. We'll probably see them play Brontodon here because they want to kill my treasure map, I'd assume. Interesting. If they don't kill my treasure map, that seems exceedingly good for me. Oh, yeah, that's great. Definitely. Shuffling the Duress away is also, like, decent for us here. Because the searching from this field of root is not optional. Transform this over. Looking for a Kaya's Wrath here. This board's making it look like maybe I should have left the Cries in. I don't know if that's a correct assessment, though. Tezzeret's interesting. So I'm not... Hi, wife. I love you.
Does chat love me? Because that's all that really matters.
Oh, chat's more important than me?
Yeah.
So Tezzeret goes to 9, a 6 here. Well, I can't draw 2 cards because I'll have to crack a treasure to cast this. I think I want to play this and plus it.
Oh, look, they love me.
Alright, I'm kind of okay getting this Disdainful Stroke too. Like, that seems like a fine exchange for me. I'm not quite dead on board, and this means they don't have a stroke should I draw the Kaya's Wrath next turn. My wife brought me food down from the refrigerator since I'm doing a long stream. She's wonderful. I'm currently crunching the plastic container wrapping on this salad thing, so I'll be unmuted in a second. Do I want Cry in this matchup? I feel like that game's the exception, not the rule. I feel like I don't want Cry. Maybe I do want some Moment of Craving just as like cheap spot removal. Although this is probably less needed when I'm on the play, right? Maybe I trim the search for Azcanta like one other thing to get a couple of moments in. Maybe I like don't want both Ixalan bindings. Yeah, let's do that. Small adjustment. I didn't use the bindings for removal because they had, I kind of wanted to just hit the sweeper, and they had, like, there are things that have entered the battlefield triggers, but maybe I should have just killed the Harpooner. Yeah, maybe Fungal Infection is fine against the Explorer package, I could see that. It could have been that I was just too conservative by removal, and I should have just run it out there to stay alive. Or too greedy. Greedy's probably the better word rather than conservative. Well, this seems reasonable. Godless Shrine on top is fine. Not super exciting, but want to hit my third land. This eventually turns into a blue source. She's tossing my salad. Am I allowed to? Are we allowed to show that on Twitch? Is that against the rules? I'm not quite sure where that falls exactly.
All the sauce is just going to the bottom.
See, isn't that a beautiful salad? And it comes with a little thing on top, so you can put it over and then toss it around to mix it all up. Alright, I'm gonna shock this in because even if they don't give me something to mortify this turn, I'm going to Field of Ruin them to go get a blue source. And I think, love you wife, I think I am going to mortify this Shadelight Ranger, so that way, when I hit my fourth land next turn, I get to go ahead and slam Karn on an empty board. Yikes. Probably dead. Sweet. They, in fact, do not have a basic island.
Our actions determine the course of history. How convenient. An excellent choice. fight.
This is worse if they draw Vivian. But I think there's a good chance they have another Vraska's Contempt here. Oh gosh, did they draw Krasis? Oh lordy. Man, that's brutal. Woof. That is super unfortunate. At least I have this Moment of Craving, I guess. Karn's a good draw. That means we might have play even if they Contempt us here. So end of turn, we'll let this resolve. We'll Moment our Thief before they can untap and have a Negate up. Super, super punished for my sequencing here. Guess we'll see if they have the Contempt or not. If they attack Teferi, that's good for us. It means they don't have the Contempt.
I'm getting too old for this.
Means they don't have a clean answer. There is a Thought Erasure in exile here. Gaia's Wrath, removal spell.
Other time has come.
I didn't strictly make a mistake so much as I elected to play around of Vraska's Contempt that they then didn't have. And the resulting punishment was they had Hostage Taker for my Thief of Sanity. So, like, I could have had Teferi down sooner, ticking up more. If I wouldn't have been so conservative. No, Krasis has Trample, Chalky. This card, of course, this card flamples. Come on now.
This is hard not my worst defeat. The choices we make reveal who we are.
Not having 4 Wraths in our 75 feels like it's a mistake in this matchup. And it's like every turn I'm just like, man, I hope I draw a Wrath. Gosh, I hope I draw a Wrath. Maybe I'm just supposed to... Yeah, playing this out is probably wrong. I'm probably just supposed to hold it in case I draw Wrath next turn so I can have it afterwards as a follow-up.
I will return.
Benefit from another's success. Even with my insight, I didn't foresee this.
Those are always some of the worst games of Magic, like the ones where you like stumble early and then once you unstumble you just flood out. It's like, remember we missed our 4th land drop on 4 that game. And then once we hit it, we just like didn't draw any more gas. I have a shake up raspberry salad and a cheese and nut cup. Erasure into Dovin into Mortify is probably gonna be pretty reasonable here. Oh, we forgot to change our avatar. We should do that. Oh. They don't. Huh. Well then. They are Sargento, cheese and nut cups. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Sargento, but Sargento, if you're out there, it certainly could be. I'm gonna take Pyromancer here, I think. And I'm gonna keep Karn on top. The cosmetics are really sweet. I'm really glad they finally got these into the game. It's one of the things I've been waiting on. It's just something that's so easy to monetize that people like really want. Yeah, I was trying to strand 3 mana bolts in their hand. Maybe I'm just supposed to take the field out. I don't know. The field like at most does 2 damage a turn. I think I just Dovin down tick here now. Dovin's good in this matchup, but our lack of absorb definitely makes us a little bit of a dog here, I think. Although I do have a bunch of moments in my main deck as well, which is nice.
On the shoulders of giants.
I think I'm actually gonna tuck this in, and this lets them kill my Teferi if they want. But if they're spending a burn spell on my Teferi, I think that's a win for me. So outside of Goblin Chain Whirler, I actually feel pretty okay here at the moment. Because like now next turn I get to plus Dovin, hit them. I get to make a Karn struck that's a 3/3, and the next turn I get to make another Karn struck and then down tick Dovin. I think we're actually gonna turn the corner here with Karn and Dovin pretty quickly, which is awesome. Yeah, Fungal seems decent here. Duress is fine. Tezzeret's probably a little slow. Oh, don't want to cut Dovin. He's an all-star. This seems okay. Actually, I think I'm going to trade an Erasure for another Duress just to be extra resource efficient. This seems fine. There are some games in matchups like this where Kaya's Wrath is really good, but there's other games where it's just a stone cold nothing. So, I think I'd rather hedge and board it out. My opponent put us on the play.
I'll phase through any god stands in my way.
They missed a land drop again here. Maybe I'm supposed to play treasure map to try and hit my lands. I don't know, getting 2 with Kaya sounds great. They really are fantastic, Marty. What's my rank? We were like 140 something earlier today. So I imagine we're still somewhere around there. Hopefully we're set to just coast into the end. This hand seems fine on the play. Obviously it wants to draw some more action, but Search for Azcanta can hopefully help us do that. Also, it's got like 5 full art lands in it, so I don't know. And only a monster would mulligan 5 full art lands. They're just beautiful. There might be an argument to taking treasure map and just scrying there. I think just giving myself the best chance to hit a removal spell to kill this right away is ideal, though. Hopefully we find Gaea's Wrath next turn. That would be great. The answer to your question, Chewy, is no one really knows. We don't know what the metric is, like what you need to like win or lose to get into the top 1,000. To get from Plat 3 to Mythic and get into the top 1,000 would probably require an incredible number of wins at this point. Woof. We have not been fortunate. I think I just plus this. I like desperately need spells. I assume I'm dead here. Alright, well, maybe
Nothing is ever truly lost.
they have a couple of bricks. We could be okay. They need a brick in their hand and a brick on top of their deck. Yikes! Seems reasonable. Yikes. That was not the land I wanted for Christmas. I wanted a land, but I ideally wanted it to make white mana. Sure. Yeah, probably just dead now, right? Needed to hit in the first two. If we'd have gotten to play Kaya last turn, we probably have a shot. Kaya into Mortify into Karn and Teferi. And this is like more mythic wild cards than their deck costs. Alright. This is like one of the worst draws. It's like, well, this draw means I keep playing. It doesn't mean I'm ahead, but it means we're still in it. Going down to 6 here. Looking for a painless white source. If we get the painless white source, we get to Kaya, down tick the G2. Deal 3 to you. Yep. How many lands are in this deck? Two of our 3 losses there were to just not having mana. 24, 25, 26, less than 25. There are 26 lands in this deck. Wow. That's some bad beats. I feel like my only takeaway from that is I want a 4th Wrath for the Sultai matchup. I'll slide one of those to the sideboard, and then let's play one more match. I feel like we got a little unfortunate there. Just yep, name a more iconic duo. Esper and Miss Land Drops. Esper and Missing Mana. Kaya's Wrath does not have a foil, I don't believe. Alright. Seems pretty reasonable. Map and Kaya are good against control. Kaya's Wrath hopefully helps clean up against aggro, especially on the play. And I think I'm in for a Mortify here. Yes. Owen Turtenwald is not playing in the Mythic Invitational, and Brian David Marshall is taking his spot. Other than confirming that fact is true, I'd appreciate it if we don't use the chat to speculate as to why that change happened. Please and thank you. This is good, looking like green, black, or Sultai. It'll be sweet to get a rematch here with another Kaya's Wrath in our deck. I think I'm in the market to keep this here. Like, I kind of want to hit my land, but, like, Thought Erasure is a pretty good draw here. I'm going to get to flip this over next turn, most likely. Alrighty. Well, that was not the green-black deck we were expecting. Yeah, the Azuria sleeves are sweet, and they light up when you mouse over them. Yeah, it looks like green-black elves. Which is probably a pretty decent matchup for a Kaya's Wrath deck. Let's kill this now before they get to cast creatures and draw cards. Kind of looking for like a Teferi, a Karn, or something, some sort of card advantage planeswalker at this point. Yeah, Dovin like kinda qualifies, I guess. They're likely not attacking Kaya for lethal this turn, so I'm gonna play her out as a hey, look, a distraction. If you experience any frame rate drops with the cosmetics, I have a computer that you could classify as overkill for playing Magic Arena, so my i7 87K and my 1080 GTX graphics card have not experienced any frame rate drops with the cosmetics, no. Red Nad, thank you for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome, I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. How? So with the arena update this morning, you can now make select cards full art, or premium, whatever you want to call it here. So the shock lands specifically require that you buy these guild packs from the store, and then non-shock lands and cards not in the guild pack you can buy individually. Individually, you can buy premium versions of them. Having a faster system makes streaming less likely to lag. We've got some backlog in the modern queue. Kinda. So, like, there's decks in the modern queue that have a lot of points, but the actual number of decks in the modern queue actually isn't that high. There's only like 20 decks in it. Yeah, it is a big update today. Art assets tend to take up a lot of space. They mention in their notes that they are aware that people want to full art basics. I would bet dollars to donuts that they are waiting to let people full art basic lands until they have the ability to choose your basics in client. Adding a selector window is not trivial for stuff like that. You gotta have interface designers get involved and all sorts of other stuff. I would assume that we'll see full art basics and stuff like that coming once they have more of that fleshed out. I'm hoping to buy a modern deck this month on Moto because I can't play tabletop anymore. You'll get to playing digital even on Magic Online. You just get to play so much more Magic than in paper. Just take all the basics out of your deck. That is a good line that I would recommend going with. It's a strong line. Alright, so this is going to deal damage to me for every one of their creatures that die, but like, they only have 3 cards in their hand here, and I'm going to 15, and then I'll take 4, 5, 6, so I'm going to go to 9 here, so this seems fine for us. And if I leave this on top, I don't have to shock to cast the Kaya's Wrath, so that sounds excellent. Bye, friends. Triggers. So looking for a removal spell for this. We get a couple of looks here. Azcanta gives us a look. Treasure Map gives us a look. And then we get a draw step. Unfortunate that playing the treasure map there meant that, or activating treasure map meant we can't cast this, but we wouldn't have drawn it if we didn't activate the treasure map, so kind of 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other type situation. Can't beat human interaction. Yeah, definitely. So when people ask me, like, is it worth it to get involved in digital Magic? My answer is always, like, what are you looking to get out of Magic? So if your goal while playing Magic is only to experience Magic the Gathering, digital is far superior to paper because just the volume of actual games of Magic you get to play in digital is far higher. But if you're looking for that social element, digital Magic can't compete with paper Magic in that respect. Digital Magic just does not have the same social element that paper Magic does. And that's a big reason why paper Magic has been successful for so long. It's a social game. So whenever people get worried about, like, talking about, like, do we think, like, Arena's gonna replace paper Magic altogether, it's kind of like, well, I think digital Magic and Arena, like, are likely the future of, like, competitive Magic, but as far as, like, local game stores existing and people playing kitchen table Magic, which is the majority of Magic players in the world, that's really not going anywhere. That's kept Magic alive for 25 years, and hopefully it's going to keep it alive for another 25. Yeah, it's actually funny. When Matt and I would do testing for paper Magic tournaments, a lot of the time we would sit in the same room on laptops and play on the computer together, because it's just faster not to have to shuffle stuff. So Sion's missing a blue source, but it has 3 castable spells with the lands that it has, and because this deck isn't playing Absorb, I only need 1 blue source to get going, so I think this is a fine keep. It's another castable spell, at least. Green-black treasure map. Interesting. Jund. Could be Jund Whirler with a random swamp in it. Probably not. Moment of Craving. Not looking like it's going to line up well here. Maybe I'm supposed to play Kaya there. Probably supposed to slide her out. Yeah, this is a full art isolated chapel here. I'm actually just gonna play Karn and plus him. I don't really have much power in play. They, like, give him a love tap for 2, that's fine. Hopefully they commit some more creatures to the board, then the Kaya's Wrath gets a little bit more value out of it. I think the personal investment people have in Modern and other Eternal formats is what scares them about Arena, a supported platform that doesn't support their desires. Yeah, I agree, Detroit Lion. I think there's a lot of people that they don't understand that Magic's, Magic is a set of games, it's not just one game, and it's a very human reaction to, like, associate anything that doesn't boost the part of your Magic as taking away from it, when that's just really, the reality doesn't match that, right? Like, Magic's always been beholden to a lot of different types of sub-games, and just because something doesn't explicitly support Modern doesn't mean it hurts Modern. Huh. Think they'll ever add in old card arts? Yeah, eventually. Field of Rune's actually a pretty sweet draw here, because it means that we'll be able to take out their treasure map, the treasure cove, once it flips over. I think I just Vraska's Contempt here, right? Plus Karn again, and then have her be a little contemptful towards herself. The double spell Karn pluses are so gross. Yeah, I completely agree, Sheriff. It's very similar to that. It was like when I was conceding to people on the ladder 2 months ago, and people were like, that's like taking away from other people. It's like, it's not. I'm just giving someone a gift.
Your days are numbered.
I'd be pretty surprised if they ever actually bring Modern to Arena. I feel like the amount, my gut instinct says that the amount of effort it will take to add Modern to Arena is not proportional to the amount of money they will make. I expect we'll see a lot of support for the new non-rotating format in the fall. I think that's what I expect. I think that's a reasonable expectation. All of these things, remember, Wizards of the Coast is a business. They're trying to make a profit. Everything they do is in terms of expected value. Is the amount of effort they're going to put into doing something proportional to the amount of money they're going to get back out of it. I think I just go get Kaya's Wrath here. This does give them a draw with the Treasure Cove, but I think that's fine. You could maybe argue I'm supposed to plus Karn here and try and hit a land drop. I could see that being the case too. There's a couple of sources for Standard Plus being announced. We're gonna get a new non-rotating format in the fall. That's been confirmed in several places for people that are asking. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. So this is a little thing, but I want to make sure I plus Karn. Do I even want to plus Karn here? I might just want to go get Dovin. Nah, I'm going to plus Karn. I don't think Dovin's very useful to my... I want to plus Karn before I cast Thought Erasure, because I want them to make a decision about the card they're giving me before they know I'm taking a card out of their hand. Okay, so the Freak, though, I agree that a non-rotating format will be successful on Arena. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Weird. That card's kind of sweet. The thing is, though, we're gonna get a non-rotating format on Arena in the fall. That's guaranteed. So, like, it's not a question of would a non-rotating format do well on Arena. It's a question of would adding Modern make enough extra money past the non-rotating format they're already going to have just by virtue of sets they've already coded. Again, it's like this amount of effort to this amount of return. Yeah, and the people who are comparing the format that's going to happen in the fall to Extended, that's not a good comparison because Extended was a rotating format like Standard. You know, I honestly kind of hope Amonkhet's in the next format at this point. At one point, I was kind of against it, but with Nexus of Fate existing in this format, I kind of hope that we just, like, get to play sweet cards, and bigger card pools tend to make for sweeter interactions. Tinted, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I also think, like, this modern Horizon set that they're printing sets a really good precedent in that we could see them have this new format that they have direct to print sets for that format too. That, like, lets them back introduce cards from Modern and Legacy to the new format that's going to exist in the fall somewhere down the line. So the fact that they're willing to print skip Standard sets for their non-rotating format opens up a lot of possibilities for lots of things. I would be very surprised if multiplayer game modes ever came to this application. That requires a complete infrastructure change of how the game is played. I think that they confirmed. So, Tinted, I would appreciate it if you don't post speculation like that without linking a source here. It's not really helpful because you're just like, it's just rampant speculation, basically. So if you have a confirmation from somewhere from an official source that that's confirmed, that would be awesome because then it's not speculation. But without a confirmation, it's just kind of like, I think I heard this somewhere in the rumor mill.
Your patience is rewarded.
Will Snipe for food. Thanks for the prime. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Maybe I'm supposed to just tuck this treasure map in. It could be because I drew this Negate, I'm just supposed to tuck the treasure map in.
You have been analyzed and found you're doing me a favor.
And another thing, and this is, you see this a lot in Modern, people that are talking about cards that would or wouldn't be okay in this new format from the older sets. The power level of Magic cards is contextual to the format. Just because a comp card or combination of cards was too good in Standard does not mean it'll be too good in this new, deeper card pool. Just like Stoneforge Mystic is banned in Modern, which is comically silly at this point. But it's banned because it was too good in Standard. Well, Modern today is very different than the Standard format in which they banned Stoneforge Mystic initially. There's lots of good examples of cards that were unplayable in Standard that were really good in Eternal formats, and cards that were great in Standard that are unplayable in older formats. Yeah, we are solidly into garbage time at the moment.
We need to move quickly.
We're just waiting on a Tezzeret so the gang can all be here. Like, they technically have 5 draws on the board in these treasures, but they're not going anywhere with it. Any buttons, click your favorite buttons. Any buttons will do. This is probably a Thief of Sanity matchup. Trim some of this cheaper removal. Maybe I don't want all these Kaya's Wraths. I guess they didn't have that many creatures. Probably just prefer spot removal rather than sweepers. Yeah, it makes them smaller and moves them off to the side if you get more than 4 Planeswalkers. We've done it before. I'd prefer it, Chewy, if we don't use the term cancerous as a descriptor for the children's card game in the future. Please and thank you. That's probably too slow, right? It's a bunch of tapped lands. I'm like playing Search on turn 3, so I don't have Stroke and Negate up till turn 4. Yeah, curated sets that add old cards to the format is fine. Another thing at the end of the day is, I think it's really weird from a game design perspective. I think it's really weird from a game design perspective that people are so against banning cards in older formats. Just like, it's okay if you like have these cards that end up being too good and you're just like, no, we have to ban one of them because it's obnoxious. In this video, if you skip to 11:30, they say they will definitely be adding sets back before this set in the next rotation. Interesting. If you skip to 11:30, I'm going to listen to this really quick. Huh. All right. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. I love my chat. Hoaglandia, y'all are great. Thanks for being great people. I wish I could upvote comments. Tintin, what Tintin said there is 100% true. So we've been saying they haven't confirmed or denied what's gonna be happening with these new sets. This is this video at about here. Where is it? Let's share. Yeah, wow. There. This is one of the, I'm going to share this at the clip here. It's 12:14. So this link confirms that video. They confirm that they're going to back add sets before the rotation of the fall. There, that timestamp. I had not seen that before, and I'd not seen anyone link that before. That's a fantastic piece of information to have. Well, this is incredibly awkward. I am, yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to, like, just concede here, because we could, like, hit a Teferi and be in the game. I guess we can't even do that, right? Because they have, like, Contempt going here. We need, like, running Planeswalkers at this point.
An unfortunate casualty.
It's really weird, Hippity. The Prime, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I was dumb enough to try and interact with a friend of a friend on Facebook in a discussion, and as part of the discussion, I linked a couple of sources backing up what I was saying in the conversation we were having, and they got upset that I was linking them factual information. They were just like, that's rude, and they just kept repeating the thing they had said that was wrong, and they're just like, well, that's actually just not true, and here's the link that says why. They're just like, oh god, interacting with people. Never forget that blocking, muting, and walking away is your best friend. Facts are rude when they disagree with me. Yep. Well, my parents think it's rude when I look up information during a conversation. Yeah, it's so strange. Well, my opponent mulliganed to 3, so I don't know that we're really going to play a game here. Considering the publication time of the video, is it possible this would not be outdated? No, they're talking about the upcoming rotation, and then they said it would be added back in again before the Evergreen format next fall. Is what was the exact thing they said. Lower the drawbridge and consume the masses in a torrent of hailfire. What's going on, 11th End? Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right. I don't know how I feel about this overall. I feel like my takeaway from playing this is Marty doling out a pile of sub-gifties, lowering the drawbridge. The party bus was actually an incredibly good set of games. My life feels happier since putting chat in sub-only mode and taking a step back from Twitter. So I think those are positive changes that I will continue to maintain. I think my takeaway from this list is that I kind of liked, so Esper's always been an archetype that I've been pretty adamant is good in the format, but it lacks ways to really kill people. Having Treasure Map and Karn in this archetype kind of changes that dynamic. I feel like Dovin and Kaya don't really belong here, and I would probably move away from this. Like, maybe I'd slot Kaya into the board. And I think not playing... The Tezzeret's kind of whatever. Not playing 4 Teferi is probably wrong. So I think I'd, like, slide these into the board. And I think I'd probably get at least a few absorbs in here, along with a 4th treasure map. Because map plus Karn are both sources of card advantage, as well as ways that can quickly close the game out. So I think I would probably, if I wanted to try a more Planeswalker-focused version of this archetype, I would start with something that looks a little bit more like this while working these Kayas into the sideboard. I think this is something along these lines. Is probably not unreasonable if I wanted a more Planeswalker-centric build of Esper.